Whenever you want, Cindy.
Are we good?
We're good. We're live. Happy Saturday, everybody. Today's a fun day. It's Saturday. It's not your Saturday cartoons, but it's your Saturday crafting video. And Cindy's back, and everybody loves Cindy. Cindy has the most unique projects, cool things. And Cindy, wasn't it about a year ago when you did the Christmas folio?
Yes.
That everybody loved.
Yes.
So today, Cindy's here, and she's going to be teaching the Halloween Tri-Fold Folio album. And this was a kit, and I know a lot of you have the kit, and you're watching along. You can re-watch this. If you don't have the kit, that's okay too. We have directions to make it. We don't have the product. Some of the product is sold out. So if you have a kit, lucky you, because some of the items we can't even get anymore. They're sold out from Simple Stories. But Cindy's project uses the Simple Stories October 31st Halloween collection, which is really, I love that collection, Cindy. I love the papers. And it's something that you can make with other papers and collections. And or if you've got the kit and you want to, let's say, play along, shall we, Cindy? If you want to play along with us.
Exactly.
Or watch it later. We're going to be here for a little bit. And Cindy, do you want to just maybe tell a little bit about yourself or your inspiration? Cindy's a special guest here at Memory Bound, and she's been here before, but I think people want to hear about Cindy.
Gee, let's see. I've been paper crafting since, well, probably forever, but, you know, really for the last early 90s, late 80s, early 90s.
When she was just, what, in junior high,
yeah,
maybe?
Exactly.
I called it junior high, and that gives us away right there, Cindy.
I know, right?
It's middle school.
Middle school. But not only do I do paper crafting, but I hand quilt. I make quilts as well. So I've got the craft kind of gene, handcraft kind of gene.
Oh, we love people with that gene.
Yeah, I have been a customer of Memory Bound probably since y'all opened. And I love making things and sharing what I do. I do work full time, so this is my stress relief. This is how
I love that, Cindy. I was asking her about that this morning, about how do you have time to do all this, because she's showing me all kinds of other things that she's made, and I'm like, where do you find the time? And then she said that's her stress release.
Yes.
So that's understandable.
So
crafting is a good stress releaser.
I like it because then I can just use that creative side of my brain, and I can let the other side just kind of
float away.
Do something else. Go take a Calgon bath. Okay, now there is another one that's going to
you're going to, quit dating us, Cindy.
Right, sorry. Anyway, but no, I was born and raised here in Ankeny, where Memory Bound is. And actually, I've known Kelly. We've known each other.
Well, yeah, a long time.
We've known each other for a long time.
Yeah, since school.
Yeah, actually. But, you know, I'm married. I have 2 kids. I have 3 grandkids. They're all really kind of around the area.
Life is good, isn't it, Cindy?
Life is good. Life is good. So, yeah, and I just enjoy the opportunity to be able to come and be able to share some of the fun stuff that I'm doing. And hopefully you all like it and can create and use it as a springboard for things that maybe, you know, your look or your aesthetic may not be mine. Mine is very Tim Holtz-esque.
We have a lot of Tim Holtz fans here at Memory Bound.
Tim, dude, if you're watching at any rate.
Oh, he probably is.
I'm just
Cindy.
you know, it is one of those
Tim
things.
will be on later today.
Yes,
Cindy,
he will.
we talked about that. He's going to be on at 11 o'clock our time.
Yep.
With his Ranger release.
Yeah, so his Christmas Ranger. So I'm over the moon. But again, if you're more modern, if you're more you know, with the Christmas and more of the, you know, the modern, or maybe you're making something for your kids or your grandkids, and you want to use that type of aesthetic. You don't have to just use my ideas as a springboard for what you do. I get this. This was a kind of a springboard from. I watch quite a few YouTube videos. Some of the people that I love to watch and do are. May made it. That's actually where this idea came from. I like to watch Scrapbooking with Me and Edith Ray. I love to watch Corey Dahman with Creating with Scraps. I love to watch Tracy Fox's. You know, she's from the UK. I love watching the stuff that she does as well. So anyway, that's
And
just
Cindy,
a little
people
bit.
love to watch Cindy Grant too.
Oh, well, that's
Bev
very
just
kind.
said, "Good morning. It's a Cindy and Tim day."
Yes. Hopefully that's a good thing.
That's a good. Well, hey, you're
Yes.
getting your name in the same comment as Tim, so that's really
Right?
good.
I'm like, okay, day's made, mic drop, I'm done. So anyway, well,
We think the class will be maybe a couple hours, possibly, maybe less. We're not sure.
I tend to craft fast, and I do things departmentally or compartmentally, I should say, in my mind, things that go together. So just if I'm going too fast or you need me to, hey, what was that again? Just, you know, shout out a
Yeah,
comment.
if you have a question, put it in the
Anytime.
comments. They are delayed a few seconds, so put them in the comments. I'm going to
Right.
be watching those.
Yep.
And let Cindy know what the questions are. And
And I will go back, but the instructions that you would have gotten in your kit are they're pretty self-explanatory in my mind, but yet
yeah, we have to read Cindy's mind.
yes, which is a frightening place sometimes. Just putting that out there. But you know, if you have them and you can jot down next to them, you know what I'm talking about when I talk about, you know, this is obviously front cover, but when I'm talking about, you know, flap, you know, pocket A, pocket B, pocket C, I'll kind of go through what the base looks like, and so you can kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about as you're going through things. And again, I put the papers on here how I like them, but it's a
You could
collection.
probably flip them and stuff
Yes,
if you want.
It's a collection, so they're all gonna go together. So if you know goof or something, or you don't particularly like what I've used for the front cover, see if there's another one of the bigger pages that we aren't cutting that you want to use, or you know, make this as I'm doing it as a quote pattern, and then you know you can always just flip and go. I'm going to show you some tips on how I kind of lay my patterns out or papers out and what I do, so I can kind of
That
get a
sounds
visual
good. Yeah, we love that.
before I start gluing things down, because I'm one of those. It's like, oh, I don't want to glue that down because I might
know.
want to use that somewhere
You
else.
know, I'm just like that. I'm always
Yeah.
worried about using something because what if I need it on this card or that
yes.
layout? So I get that totally, Cindy.
Or it's like, okay, well, you know what? I can't get this collection anymore, so I don't want to mess up, and I know it's not something that's just in the general, you know,
True.
a general
Well, and when you
release.
can't get something, that makes me want it
Yes.
even more.
I know Kelly's kind of panning. These are some of the things that you'll see me using when I'm working. I use Barely Art is my wet glue of choice.
Well, and Memory Bound is carrying the Barely Art glue because of Cindy. She even brought in a bottle for us to try,
Yes.
which was really sweet, Cindy. Our customers are loving it, so I'm really happy you did that.
Well, I'm glad. I love it. It's like I said, it's my favorite. I'll be using a couple different widths of score tape. Again, I'll give you some tips and tricks when it comes to that and that type of thing. I'm also using the Distress Rusty Hinge. I distressed, or I inked all of my pages. I inked around all the pieces of ephemera. I inked around pretty much everything. If that's not, again, your aesthetic or what you like, omit that. You don't have to. You don't have
or use,
to do it.
You could use black soot, or you could use the
yep,
brown, or
I just
whatever you
used-
want. Whatever.
yep, I just used Rusty. I was actually toying between Rusty Hinge and Walnut Stain, but you could use Hickory Smoke, as Kelly said, the black soot. Anything else, if you wanted it to bring out more of the orange as opposed to the kind of dirty orange of Rusty Hinge, you could use the carved pumpkin, you could use spiced marmalade. You could
lots
even
of
use,
options to make it
wild
your own.
honey, yeah. Or like I said, don't do it at all. It's entirely up to you. So anyway.
All right. So one thing you're going to tell about the album, Cindy. And,
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and clip the phone, our
Okay.
phone, camera in our holder, and then Cindy can tell you more. If you're just joining us, then, and I'm going to probably have to turn this on everybody, but we're going to get it there.
Don't get seasick. It'll be fine.
Oh, they're not going to get seasick.
There we go.
So if you are just joining us, Cindy's here today. We're so lucky. Cindy, welcome to Memory Bound.
Thank you.
We are very lucky to have you. and so excited. And Cindy's here to teach us a class today, a Halloween class.
Good morning again if you've just joined, and thank you again for having
Perfect space.
having me here. This was a fun project. Just to let you know, this is okay. Am I going to be okay right side up or upside down?
Just like that.
Okay, perfect.
Just do it just like you do it, and you're doing it.
this is the class, and everything that you got in your kit, you should have made the base ahead of time. And then we're going to put the papers on and decorate. We're going to have it's going to be the fun things today. And what I have left over, because I made tags and everything from just what you have in your kit, this is what I have left over. I have little strips.
Not
I
much.
have a little bit of ephemera, a little piece of the ribbon, and I even made, that I didn't put in here, I made some more smaller tags, and this is a paper clip. This is one of those double fold paper clips. So I made that as well. So I try to use, and I am encouraging you to use up everything that you have and make your own little pieces of ephemera and that type of thing. So I wanted to show you that. So it's like, you're not going to have a lot of scraps left, but that's okay. You know, you can find something else to make with them. So what we're going to do, here is the album. It is, we've used the chipboard clusters. You each have your own set of chipboard clusters. There are 4 different sets, and we'll go through those here in just a moment. And you will have the ribbon. You have enough ribbon to use as a tie closure for your folio. So probably another 12 inches that you can use for tops of tags if you want to, or just have it to use somewhere else. So this is what the folio is going to look like. And it's a tri-fold because you open it up, and there's a little pocket that's made with some ephemera here, and there's a couple little pieces of tag that's in that little pocket on the inside flap. If I can get them back in. And then you're going to open it up, and this is what I call pocket A. So it's the first pocket you see, and this has a piece of one of the cut aparts that I've used as a tuck spot. Here's a pocket here, and all these pieces are going to be in your kit. So that's what I call pocket A. You open it up again. So that was pocket A. You open it up. This is pocket B. Again, here's another corner tuck spot. This is one of the tags that I made. I told you, little strips of paper that were left over. This is one of those things. Oh, even the tiniest slivers. That's what that is. Okay.
Cindy, that's clever. It's so good to use everything, isn't it?
And this is just some dyed paper that I did with the Rusty Hinge re-inker that I just covered the back with. You don't have to have this. It can be just a piece of white paper. It doesn't matter. Or you don't have to cover the back at all. It's just what this is. This tag is left over from making the folio. So it's pieces of the leftover file folders. So, I mean, everything. And another a card. This is one of the cut aparts. So that's pocket A. This one is pocket B. I'm sorry. This is just a page. This is pocket B. We've used ephemera October, and then we've cut a couple pieces together, made tuck spot, and just created, this is one of your cut aparts from that 12 by 12 journaling elements that you have. While I'm going through this, if you want to start cutting those apart, but you're going to need to cut apart all of those journal elements. And that goes in here. And then again, a pocket. Here's another little tag that I made, and I did sew around it. If this were mine that I would have had at home, and I would have kept it, I would have sewn around all these pages on my sewing machine before I would adhere them to the book. Again, that's just my thing. You don't have to. And I made this with, again, some scraps, layered them, cut them together. I had to put some paper behind it, some book page behind it, and just some more of the little pieces of ephemera. So that's pocket B. This is pocket C. We're going to make take this another little piece, one of the cut-aparts, with some of the washi tape. Again, you probably didn't have this washi tape. Use whatever you have.
They should have an orange plaid. This is what they should have.
Okay, so you should have, this orange plaid, which is going to be great. It's what I'm going to use today. But one of, these are just some different washi's that I had at home.
We should get the washi from the...
there's different, whatever you have that coordinates with the folio, whatever you're making it with, use it up. Use that. And it's really, really, again, you're going to need just a piece of washi here and then another pocket. This is a little bonus booklet that I made that we'll go through. And again, so this is pocket C. And then again, you've got another back page here. This is a little tuck spot, and you'll see this little piece here, and you'll see these are the cutouts from the different pockets. I've taken that sheet, cut it out, and attached it here, and now it's a little tuck spot. So this is another one of the journal elements. This piece that you've got, you go ahead and I want you to cut these all out as we're talking, because I have a tendency to really talk. So, yeah, Kelly's laughing.
Cinde,
And that, well, you know what?
It's true.
It is. It is what it is.
That's why we love you so much, Cinde.
I own it. It's all good. So this is, what you're going to go ahead and cut those out. And again, I've inked around all mine, but you don't need to. It's entirely up to you. So that is what is just here. So that, again, pocket C, pocket B, another tuck spot on this page, pocket A, flips around, done. So what we're going to do first is, and I'm just going to, then this will be, I will probably be using this as reference a lot, because it's like, okay, what did I put here? What did I put there?
Well, Cinde, it's been a while since you designed the project.
It's like,
really, we plan ahead. Cinde, when was it? Before the product even arrived?
August-ish. I was kind of, had it, well, in July, when we did the
July 5th.
July 5th when we did the base, and I was like, yeah, this would be really cute. And you told me, oh, you should see this.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, here we go. And what I want to show you is, again, there are 4 different sets of these chipboard clusters.
Yeah.
So you may have gotten the orange viewfinder. Yes, Viewmaster, Viewfinder, whatever view.
We're going to date ourselves again, Cinde,
anyway.
but I think you can still buy those.
I think you can. Anyway, you might have gotten the orange. If you would have gotten this heart, this tag here, and the reason it's hanging over is because it's too big to go any other way. So I just hung it over and figured, okay, that works. And then it's pumpkin time. And the one that I'm going to use today is the black Viewmaster Viewfinder that has the bingo card on it. It'll have an orange heart, a bat, and then the little thing that says Little Monsters. That's the one I'm going to use. And then there are 2 other ones. There is a cream of the Viewmaster that has the pumpkin, it has a bat, and it has More Candy Please. Now, in this particular instance, you will see that the background piece that I've used is different, because with that cream and this cream, it just blended in. The thing of it is, these 2 pieces are 3x4 cut-aparts, and they're side by side. So you can use, it's not like you have to cut something else. It's actually,
you can just choose.
It's actually, let's see if I've got it. It's actually this piece, and the back side is what we're going to use for one of the flaps. So it's actually the top and the bottom. So you can use
one or the other.
So you can use one, or you can use the other one, and then the one that you don't use, you can just use as ephemera. Okay, and then the other one is another black chipboard piece that says jack-o'-lantern on it. You'll see the heart, orange heart. You'll see the jack-o'-lantern with the glasses, and then it says Happy Haunts. So those are the 4 different cover chipboard cluster pieces. So depending on which one you have, but this little reference will be here, so I can kind of look at it and we can see kind of what's going on.
And I think I can put a picture of that on for us, Cindy, in the comments.
Okay, perfect. So you'll see me dipping into my little stash over here. I've got all my ephemera and everything in one of these Tim Holtz distress storage tins. It's just easy for me to find everything and to see where everything is when I'm working on a project like this, and I can just keep everything kind of self-contained in it. I love these little tins. I've got different sizes that they have for the different pieces, so I use them a lot.
Well, and that's the distress storage tin, and it is $9.99.
Perfect.
Janet made a comment the other day that she has converted all of her storage to those tins, and
yeah,
you know, I don't know if you ever saw Janet's craft room tour, but it was pretty amazing.
Yeah, Janet, I love Janet. Janet, Katie, Maggie, y'all. It's like, yes. I'm so impressed with everybody that works here and all their creativity. I
well,
really,
thank you, Cindy. That's really nice.
I really appreciate it. Okay, so a couple other things. When I'm using washi tape, when I'm using the washi tape and I'm putting it down, washi tape in and of itself is inherently not permanent per se. You know, we don't want it to lift up. We don't want it to move in this particular instance. You'll see me putting wet glue down, so it makes it permanent. Okay, so just so you'll see that's just a little tip, there. And I do the same thing when I'm using score tape, especially if I need to give myself just a little bit of wiggle room. If I don't get something exactly where I want it placed, if you use score tape and it is so tacky and it is so strong that if you put that down on paper, it's stuck. And unless you've got some undo or something that you can remove that with, that's where you're at. So you'll see me put a little glue on that too, just to give me just a second or two to move it, but yet I want to have the score tape as well. So that's really a couple things. So again, the bonus booklet, we'll go through that as well. So what we're going to start with is, here is the base. Here is the base of what we're going to do. And you'll see I've got little markings on here, so hopefully that'll help. The front flap, the front cover, inside front flap, that'll correspond with what your instructions show you. There's pocket C, there's pocket A. Here's the page, I call it the page next to pocket B.
I like that. I like that a lot. That's good.
What else am I going to call it? Anyway, pocket B, and then you've got the pocket C, you've got the inside back cover, you've got the page inside next to the inside back, and then the back cover. So what we're going to do first is we're going to cut our 6x8 pieces that need to be cut. And you've got some instructions here. There are going to be 3 pages that you are going to actually leave 6x8. And those are the front and the back covers. The front cover is the diagonal orange black plaid. The back cover is the white Happy Halloween that actually we're going to put a pocket on the bottom, but this is what the back cover is going to be. Okay, and then the other one is the inside back cover, and that's this Wickedly Good Times, the orange Wickedly Good Times. And yes, I'm cheating. You see, so I don't get messed up where they go. So what I'm going to do, and this is my tip because it's like I don't want to cut something, and what am I going to do, and I can't get it again. I use paper clips, and I do what I call dry fit the pieces of paper where I want them to go to see if I like them. So this one is the inside back cover, so I'm going to take my base, I'm going to go to where it says the inside back cover, so that's right next to the flap, the inside flap, and I'm going to take a paper clip and I'm going to just paper clip it on. Give myself a little room. This is where you can always tell too if your hinges or your folds that you've got, your gussets that you've made, if you're too far over because you don't want things to overlap. So that's the inside back cover. We've got the back cover, which is the Happy Halloween. I'm going to put that here, and I'm going to paper clip that to the back. So now we've got the inside back cover, and we've got the back, and then we've got the front cover. And you'll see me, I do a lot of kind of finagling, but this is where the front cover is going to go. And I'm going to paper clip that one in. So now we've got the front cover, we've got the inside back cover, and we've got the back cover. All right, there's your inside back cover and the back cover. All right, so we've got those 4 that we've got placed. So next thing we're going to do is there are going to be 2 pages that are going to be the added pages. So when you made your folio, you have added pages. You took and you added this page here to the pocket, and you added this page here to the pocket. Those are the added pages. Those papers need to be cut. They're still 8 inches. They're still 8 inches long, but you're going to need to cut them to 5 3/4 inches wide. Okay, so you're going to be 8 and 5 3/4. And when you're working with a lot of these papers, if there is a direction to them, if they are directional, you need to bear in mind where you're cutting, how you're cutting, when you're rounding corners, etc. If that matters to you. Sometimes directional paper doesn't matter to people. Doesn't matter to them if it's upside down or what have you, and that's okay. But if that's something that matters, then make sure you bear that in mind. So it's these 2 pieces. This one that is the black gingham with the vintage icons next to it. This is going to be the page next to pocket B. So I'm going to open this up. I'm going to find pocket B, and that one is where this is going. And we'll take a paper clip and we'll clip it on. And then the other one that needs to be cut to 5 3/4 by 8 inches is the page that's next to the inside back cover. So the inside back cover is this Wicked Good Times. And the page that's next to it, here, that's where this diagonal stripe, it's got the orange, or it's not got the orange background with the white stars on one side, and it's this stripe on the other side. That's where this one is going. So we'll paper clip that one again. And we'll come back to rounding the corners and that type of thing. Again, I'm a corner rounder. If you made your folio and you did not round these corners, that's absolutely fine. You don't need to round these corners. It's nothing, it's whatever makes you happy, whatever you'd like to do. So those are the larger 6 by 8 or 5 3/4 by 8 pages that you've got attached. So now the next pieces that you are going to need to cut are the 3 pieces that are 4 1/2 by 8, and these are for the pocket fronts. So you're for the pocket front. So actually what you're doing is you're cutting a piece that's going to go, it's going to extend out a little bit here. It's going to be 4 inches. Oops, I'm left-handed. It's going to be 4 inches, and you probably can't see that because it's black on black. So it's going to be 4 inches across, and it's going to be the 8 inches. And those pieces are, as I'm flipping through my stack of tricks here. Okay, so for pocket A, it's going to be this paper. It's kind of a collage with some retro vintage icons and some, looks like a dictionary page, that type of thing. So this is going to be pocket A. So here's your 6 by 8 piece. That's what it's going to look like. You're going to cut this 4 1/2 inches and leave it by 8, and that's going to go here. This piece here, this is one of those little bonus pieces that you're going to get that we can use to decorate and make other tags and that type of thing with. Okay, so I'm going to set this piece aside, and that we've already got a paper clip there from this piece, So I'm going to slip it. I'm going to put just one of these pocket A's there and just slip it here. Alrighty. Oh, did I? Oh my gosh. Oh, Cindy. Okay. Well, you're gonna see some interesting things happening because Cindy cut hers wrong here.
Hey,
Okay.
Cindy, it happens to everybody, doesn't it?
Okay, I'm telling you. This is supposed to be 4.5. I cut this 4. No worries. I'm not going to freak out about it. It's going to be fine. Either that or I've made so many of these. It's like, okay, is that what it is? Is it really 4 inches or is it 4.5? I need
Well,
to.
even if it's 4, you'll just have extra black, won't you?
Yeah, you'll just have
I
extra
think it's
black.
fine.
It's, I'm not going to worry about it. It's going to be fine. Okay, so if you do something like that, not a problem. Okay, so that's going to be pocket A. Pocket B, that next one. Oh, actually, I cut this one correctly.
Yay.
And I did pocket C correctly too. What do you know? Okay, so pocket B is going to be the page that is, it's going to look like this. It's an orange with like a haunted house on the one side, and it's going to be white with the spider web on the other side. It's the white with the spider web side that we're going to use. Okay, this again, this is bonus. This is a scrap. We're going to set this aside like we did the other. So you've got these 2 pieces of scrap so far. And then this is going to get put on here. And as you can tell, I've already inked around most of the sides of mine. So just to kind of save time because you all know how to ink. So you don't need to watch me ink any more than necessary. But I will do that. And then pocket C, that's going to be this orange gingham piece that has these playful icons in, and you're going to cut this out. All right, and then this 1.5 piece again, this is going to be scrap as well. So we're going to lay that to the side. We've got the pocket C, and that's going to go on pocket C. So we're getting our book kind of put together. So we've got the front cover, we've got pocket A, do as I say, not as I do. We've got the page next to pocket B, we've got pocket B, we've got pocket C. Excuse me. Page next to the inside back cover, the inside back cover, and then the back cover. So that's what we've gotten so far dry fit together.
I like your idea of dry fitting, Cindy. That's really a good idea to make sure everything is where you want it to be and you don't use something that, oh, I'd rather use it here.
Exactly. And sometimes even before I start cutting, I'll take the big pieces because I may not want 2 pieces that have black backgrounds next to each other, or white or orange or whatever. I might, but I might not. And if I cut this 4 inches, and I was like, okay, now wait a minute. Oh, I wish I would have saved that and used this here.
Sometimes I have to buy 2 for that reason, Cindy.
Yeah.
You never know.
And sometimes you're fortunate if you use the right paper pack. They come with double.
That's true.
But
yes.
still, I mean, and I've done that before where it's like I want that for the front, but I also want that for the back cover. So, yeah, I've done that before.
Well, and if you do love the paper pack and you want to make more, we do have more of the 6x8 tablets from Simple Stories October 31st, and we have that cut apart paper. I think really we don't have the ephemera or the clusters. Those are sold out at Simple Stories.
Yep. And you've got the washi. So, whoops, washi. So you've got that as well.
I know, that's really cool.
Sorry.
I'm kind of surprised we have that left, but we do
I am
have
too,
some of it.
but that's okay.
We got a lot of good
That's all right.
Halloween still here at Memory Bound.
Yes. And I believe is Halloween. I know the fall is
Fall
on sale.
is on sale for our. It was Memory Bound's 21st anniversary last Saturday, so
believe
fall
that.
is 21% off because we opened in the fall, and it is fall, and
Right.
it is 21 years, so it's on sale through tomorrow.
Awesome. So then we're getting to my pieces that are behind, what I call behind the pockets, the matting that goes behind the pockets. So, where's my other one? There we go. See,
You got a lot
I'm
of
left-handed.
You got a lot of Post-it notes, Cindy.
Yeah, I go through.
I mean, you're organized. You're very organized. I love it.
I go through a lot of Post-it notes. Okay, so on this one, this is the spider paper. See the spider paper, and it's got the orange and black buffalo plaid on the back side. So the what I call the undermat pockets, those are going to be cut 3 inches and then leave them by 8. So this buffalo plaid, this is 3 by 8. This is going to go under pocket A. Oops. I just kind of put this in here. When you have your paper clips, you know, you may not get it all the way in, but okay, so you can kind of see, okay, oh, that's what pocket A is going to look like. Okay, we're good. And then the rest of that, this piece, this is a scrap. We'll put that over here. And then this is the inside folio flap, and we're going to use the spiders. So that's actually going to go here. Yeah, I'll use a little one. Sometimes I save my bigger paper clips when I have a lot of thickness to go through. Okay, and then pocket C. Where's my pocket B? What goes behind pocket B? Holy cow! I don't have. Oh, that's what it is.
There it is.
Don't mind me. I'm just out of my mind. Okay, so this piece, this is a cut apart. And I don't know which way it is, if it's this way or if it's this way. Anyway, and you're going to cut it in half vertically. So you've got 2 pieces that are 3 by 8. Okay, these are the pieces that we're going to use for this on the front, either this one or this one, depending on which cluster you have. So you're going, oh, I cut apart. Okay, anyway, I have arrows. I'm not even looking at them. Imagine that. So what I'm going to do is the flip side is this words.
I like that.
This
nice pattern.
Oh, I love it. It's like, why isn't this on something else? Because I want to use this for that. Yeah, I whine like a 3-year-old. I whine. I'm just saying.
Too bad.
I know, right? What does Tim say? It is what it is, and don't throw a fit, or something like
Oh,
that.
yeah, I think so.
You
That's
get
true,
what you get,
Cindy.
and don't throw a fit. Anyway, so this is the under pocket for our pocket B. So that's pocket B is the one with the spider webs. So we're going to slide this piece in, and we're just going to put that there. So that's our under pocket for pocket B. I'm going to set this aside for when we start decorating. And then pocket C is the one that's going to be the orange gingham. So what we're going to use, that piece is the black dot that has the orange, paper with the black bats on it. That is pocket C. And what we're going to use, the under pocket, is actually the piece that you're going to cut 3 by 8 is going to be, you want the dots, the black with the white dots to show. And that's what's going to go behind the pocket in pocket C. Come on, let's go. And then the front outside flap is the orange. The front outside flap is the orange with the black bats, and that's the opposite side. So that's going to go here. And this is a piece of scrap. So now I've got, these are my scraps that I've set aside to use for other things. So here's what we've got so far. We've got all of our pieces dry fit on here. So here's our front flap, our under pocket or our inside folio flap, our front cover. We've opened this up. We've got pocket A, and we've got its under pocket mat. We've got the page that's next to pocket B. We've got pocket B, which is the spider with the white spider web, and then the back side of the 3x4 cards that we left with the wording, the orange. Let me put this back in. I'm catching the inside. There we go. The inside flange of that pocket. We've got pocket C, which is the orange gingham. with the retro icons. That inside flap is the black with the white dots. The next page you flip it over is the diagonal stripes, and then the inside back cover, it is the one that says Wicked Good Times, and then close it all up. The back cover is Happy Halloween. And what's going to happen then, you've got one more piece that's a cut apart, and you've got these two pieces. You're going to cut this apart, and the top piece is we're going to make this, it's going to be like this bonus booklet. Let me see if I can find it real quick, and maybe it's this like bonus little booklet. Again, make it, don't make it, whatever you want. Just remember, whatever you're using as your cut apart, maybe you like this one, and this is the one you want to use as to make your bonus booklet. That's fine. Just remember, when you're doing that, when you're using cut aparts to make like bonus booklets, whatever is on the right hand side, that's going to be your cover. That's going to be your front cover. So it's almost kind of counterintuitive in a way, but the left hand side is going to be your back cover, because when you fold it over, that's how that's going to look. But I'm going to use this one as I did in the sample, where it says 31st. That's going to be my front cover. And then what I'm going to do here, this is going to be the pocket that we're going to do on the back cover. And it does cover up a little bit, I believe. Oh, actually I cut it down. I cut it down to 3 inches, because right now it's 4. So we'll cut this top off, and then I'm going to punch a hole. So now you have your pieces. You know what's going where, and you've got them dry fit with your paper clips. And now we're going to start putting them together. All right. So the first thing we're going to do, is before we do a lot of things and get too far ahead of ourselves, what we're going to do is we're going to get those pocket pages that we have here. We're going to get that template out that cuts the inside, that cuts that paper. I'm gonna do my my one that I goofed first, and you're gonna now remember, this is directional, so I'm going to put this on my page. Now my template is going to be bigger than this, because in this particular instance I did not measure twice and cut once. Evidently, okay, do as I say, not as I do. But what I'm going to do is I'll center this on here a little bit. I'm punting is what I'm doing right now, guys. So but what I do, I don't trace it on the front side, I trace it on the back side. I trace it on this side. So if there's any markings, or if you use a pen and you can't erase it, we're not going to worry about it. So I take my template, I want it laid down, and then I watch which direction I'm going. So I know that I need to use the template, and I'm going to put this on my piece of 4.5. Yours is 4.5, not like mine. That's 4. I'm going to try to center it as best I can. Okay, 4.5 by 8, and I am going to. We're going to see how this is going to roll, because I do use these pieces for other things, and you'll see that, which is absolutely fine. Maybe if I can get it, maybe it'll just be shallower. I think maybe we'll do that.
It's looking good, Cindy, and I think it's nice, because then people know, gosh, what if that happens to me? How am I going to fix it?
What if that happens to me?
What if I do that?
What if I do that?
And then you know, okay, it's all fine.
Yep. Yeah, don't panic. And you know what? And I'm doing this, so I'm tracing it. I'm just using a pencil. I find that when you're using black, sometimes if you use a pencil, that it'll show up, that graphite will show up silver, and it's easier to see your lines when you're marking.
That's a good tip. I agree.
I mean, at least that's what I find for me. So I'm marking on here, on the back side, and that will fit here. And actually what I may use, whoops, wrong way. what I may use, I might use a little washi along that side. See, you're looking at real-time creating here, real-time creating. Okay, so that we're gonna mark all those pieces, all those 4.5 by 8 pieces. As you can see, I marked this one ahead of time, so that's marked. Again, being aware of direction. And the orange one is the same way, being aware of direction. You don't want your pocket to go on upside down. Well, maybe you do, and that's okay. You do you. But I'm a bit of a control freak. If you know me at all, you'll be laughing hysterically right now. You're like, yeah, tell us something we don't already know. So I've got to have this, I've got to have all my directions. Now, if I do something wrong, then I just have to figure it out. And I've already got this one marked. Now, this one is kind of difficult to see, and this is where I was talking about seeing the graphite, because it's the black background with the different color stars, and I can see it when I go to cut. You know, I will cut those out, and I'll be you might see me tilting it so I can see where that line is, but that's another reason why. Now, on the black, if you've are lucky enough to have one of those. I forget what the name is. They're a white pen.
Oh, the Posca pens?
Yeah. That,
Katie pens.
On the darker papers, if you use that and then you just cut that out, that might be helpful as well. I just thought of that, as I have one of those. I just thought of that. Cindy?
Cindy,
Okay.
you get good ideas.
I get them at the strangest times sometimes. All right, so that's that. So what I'm going to do now, and what we're all going to do is we're going to take our scissors. I've used my big Tim Holtz tonic shears. I love these. I've had these for a long time because they have red handles. Now they come and look like this. I love them, and
they're big.
They are, but they're sharp and they're wonderful. And I've had mine for a long time. Like I say, they've got red handles. I've never had to sharpen them, and they're still as sharp as they were the first day I got them. I love them.
They're probably good enough for fabric.
They probably are, but if you use paper scissors, you don't use paper scissors.
Well, you don't mix. I know.
No,
Professionals don't
just
mix.
Saying. Don't go into my craft room. Nobody's allowed in my craft room, and they can't just pick up any pair of scissors and use them, because there will be a discussion had accordingly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and now I'm going to cut. Now I'm going to actually cut just slightly to the inside of, I'll use my bone folder, just slightly to the not the cutaway side, but to the base side or the template side of what we're going to use. And I'm going to cut that line. I'm actually not going to cut on the line. I'm just going to cut just a hair to the inside. If you cut on the line, that's fine. That's just me. Okay? It's just me. And Mother, if you're watching, which I think you might be watching, you're probably laughing, and you're no telling tales. Okay, so I'm just going
Cindy.
to, yeah, she says, well, what time are you going to be on? I said 8:30. I'm like, oh, yeah, no telling tales. So I'm going to cut out this little smiley piece. It kind of looks like a little smile, just a little bit. And again, if you don't get a lot, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's okay. Okay, now this piece here, save this piece on all of these pockets. We are going to use them. I try to use everything. Scrapbook paper, I mean, it's not inexpensive. So I like to try to get the use out of everything that I can. So I'm going to set this aside. I will use it. I'm going to put this back up here, and you're like, okay, we're coming together. Now let's open this up, and we're going to do the same thing with pocket B. And we've already marked. I'm going to cut that out.
Cindy, that's another paper that you want to use both sides of. I love that haunted house.
I do too. And when it comes to Halloween, I have glow in the dark paint that I love
fun
to use when I can, and I like to use it for the eyes of a bat, or
Oh, sure, yeah,
or
that's
a
great.
cat or the moon, or that type of thing. Yeah, I like using that. So if you can find that, if you have it, channel your inner Halloween. Okay, so there's pocket B, and here's pocket C. Okay, this is the one that I have to kind of, there we go. I have just the right angle to the light, and I can see. Also, sometimes this is a seamstress trick, and some of you may know this. Don't look where you're cutting. Look where you want to cut. Look ahead.
Yeah, that's a good tip.
And you cut straight. If you're hand cutting, you tend to cut straighter that way. I got that from, was it Mrs. McAnally or Mrs. Less? One of the other ones. One of our
sewing teachers in high school.
Yeah, or junior high. Excuse me, middle school.
Yes.
I guess they call it family and consumer science now. I know it as home ec.
Yeah,
but I'm just
very
saying.
true.
Okay, so there's our pockets. So we've gotten those cut. And now we need to, let me see, where am I at? Oh, now we need to take your corner rounder, and there are many different corner rounders. This is the We Are Memories Keeper one. This is the one that I use more often than not. I do have a We Are Memories Keeper one that looks like a cube that I've also used as well.
It's nice. It's got the 3 sizes on
It's got the 1/2-inch size, which is the bigger one, the 1/4-inch size on here, which is like the middle one, and then there's a little one. It's like an 1/8 that if I just want just a tiny corner, yeah. So this was a good one too. I like this one too as well. So options, and you may have a different one as well whatever it is you like to use. So we're going to round corners now. So what we're going to do is anywhere you see rounded corners, we need to take this, let's start at pocket A. That piece has rounded corners. I'm going to take that. I'm going to, let me see where I'm at. I'm going to use the 1/2-inch corner rounder because that's what I used on the other pieces, on the other corners. And I'm going to punch them, and I'm going to punch them. And right after I've punched them, so I know. Actually, I'm going to take and I'm going to re-ink that edge because you'll see it. Yes, I'm an inker, and then I'll put this back in and where it's dry fit. And we're going to do the same with all of these pages. And I'm going to flip this over, and now we've got this page again. Remember, this is directional. And I want to round the corners on the left-hand side, so the upper and the lower corners of the left-hand side. So what I will do, being left-handed, I will take this out and I will grab this paper on the side that is not going to be rounded. Now you'll see me. Yes, I said I'm left-handed, but I use my tools. I cut and I use my tools with my right hand. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to turn it around, so I know which side not to cut. And then I'm going to round the left hand corners of this page, ink the edges that I just trimmed off because I have pre-inked all of my papers. That's why I'm doing that re-inker thing. Now this next pocket, there's no corners to round there, pocket B. So I'm going to go over to the next piece, which is pocket C. This is another piece that corners that we're going to round. And what I'm going to tell you is when it comes to inking your pages, please, it's obviously much easier and much faster to ink your pages and to do everything before you glue them down, obviously. It's just a little tip. But again, ink them, don't ink them, whatever it is you want to do. I'm going to slide that one back in here. I'm going to flip this over. This diagonal stripe, those corners need to be rounded as well. Again, I'm going to pay attention to which corners I need to round, and I'm going to punch. Okay, see, and then if I forget, I put it back down. Okay, so I need to do this corner here on the bottom left. So I'm going to ink that. Perfect. I don't like to use the word perfect. Good. Very good, because things aren't perfect, and that's okay. And then those are rounded. So we've got those corners rounded. And then the flaps. The flaps are also rounded. Again, we've got directional. Our spiders are kind of directional, but not. It wouldn't really matter, but I'm still going to pay attention. I'm going to round the corners on the right-hand side. Get that over here. And ink those edges and place it back. And then again, the bats, yes, they are a bit directional, so I'm going to round the left-hand corners again, as well as I did with the last time. Again, I just double checking, you know, check twice, cut once, you know, do as I say, not as I do, and get those corners rounded. There we go. And then I will ink those up. All right, so now we've pretty much got our folio, the pages. Now we're ready to start gluing them down. But before you glue them down, I need to ink some more pages, and I'm also going to punch a thumb hole, or actually I need to trim this. I need to trim this to 3 inches because I had it as 4 because I just cut that. So let me set the folio aside, and it doesn't matter if it's top or bottom. We'll use this for scrap. So I'm just going to cut this using my Fiskars paper trimmer. I'm going to cut it as 3 inches, so it'll be 3 by 6. I'm just going to trim that off. And oops, I'm going to set this scrap off to the side. And now I've got this little piece here. I'm going to make a thumb hole at the top. We're going to put that in the pockets. And what I used for the thumb hole is I used my 2-inch paper punch. It's the EK6S one. They have it here at Memory Bound. I have it over on the little stand. And what I do some with my bigger ones is I kind of mark the center. So if I really want to line things up and make sure that this is this way and this is that way, I will actually put a mark. A lot of times I just eyeball it, and I just kind of look and go, yeah, it looks kind of even on both. It doesn't have to be even. You can offset it. You can offset it if you want. I try to get it as even as possible, but I don't get so crazy that I'm doing all sorts of measuring, and I just punch it. Yes, I'm going to say this. You know where you're going to need it. You can stick it behind something as more decoration, so I will save this. Yes, I'm crazy. I'm going to put that back, and then I'm going to ink around that edge, and I'm going to just take a little paper clip and just put this on here. And so now we've kind of got our folio put together. I am going to ink my pocket edges that we cut. We cut that little smile off of those 3 pocket edges. So now would be the time that you want to take that and ink all your edges. Take that time as I sit here and do this myself. Ink your edges if you haven't been doing it ahead of time, if you haven't been doing it, you know, with me as we've been kind of talking. Again, I have a tendency to craft quickly sometimes, so please make a comment if you don't. You're like, hey, Cindy, can you slow down? Yeah, sure, no problem. Or if you have questions, please. I'm happy to answer any and all questions that you might have. I will absolutely do my best. That type of thing. So let me,
it doesn't, no questions so far, Cindy.
Okay.
I guess I would like to mention a lot of people have joined us during, after we got started. I would like to just let everybody know that Cindy Grant is here today, and she designed an October 31st Tri-Fold Folio album using 3 file folders, and we don't have any of the kits left. It was a virtual class kit because we were limited on product. We couldn't get any more of a couple of the items. Simple Stories had a crazy response to this collection, and it was gone within a week after we had some of them. I mean, the collection isn't. We have a lot of the papers and things.
The clusters went fast, and
yes,
probably the
and
ephemera.
the ephemera.
Yeah.
So Cindy's here today, and she's teaching the class. If you got the kit, wonderful. Play along with us or watch. If you didn't get the kit, you can watch the actual folio she made on a video. Back July 5th.
Yep.
July 5th. So you can always, if you want to make a video, and we do have instructions for that are still available. So, all right, thanks, Cindy. Give you a little break from your inking there.
Well, and give them time to listen, because it takes a little bit of time to ink, and I want to give them some time to do so. Excuse me. Pardon me. Ragweed, Iowa fall. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Sorry, frog. I had a little sip of my Diet Mountain Dew. So yeah,
that's how she's going.
That's just what I need.
And there is a question when you're ready for it,
absolutely.
Cindy. They would like to know what type of inker tool you're using.
Is this what you're, my handle?
Yes, which is going to be very similar to our. Let me find the Tim Holtz.
Yep, it's very similar to the. And I do have the original rectangular Tim Holtz blending tool. I do have this round Ranger mini blending tool, but this was one actually that I happened to find on Etsy, and it uses the same discs, the same foam with the Velcro on the back. It's just a little easier to use. For me, it doesn't. Not that I had any trouble with these smaller handles, but sometimes if you're doing a lot of inking, I just found it helpful.
Okay.
That's just.
And then we also, let's see, they want to know if we have more file folders available, and we do. We have about every color of file folders. We have pink, yellow, red, black, white, purple, green.
Orange.
We have a light blue. Yep, we have orange. Because I think you were trying to decide whether to use the orange or the black.
And you can use all sorts of different. I made one.
And we have craft also.
We have with the Tim Holtz the bases that he came out with. This is more of just a general, but I made one out of craft. And here's another way to close it. And you flip it over, and the file folders, and you've the little cards and the tickets and all, so you can use whatever. And this is one that I love because it's, if you're from Iowa, you know what Yonkers is. If you're not from Iowa or the Midwest, Yonkers was a department store, Macy's, Nordstrom's, that type of thing. And he actually has a Yonkers page in this.
Yeah,
backdrop.
We really like that, don't we?
Oh my God! And so it was just, Tim, again, if you're watching, thank you for including Iowa.
We know he is.
Thank you for including Iowa. This is really, so I had to use this as my back page, but that's using craft. Here's another one that I did last year with Christmas, and I used a black, and this was Tim's Christmas.
Oh, you got it right. Sorry, Cindy.
That's okay. I used Tim's Christmas line from last year, and mercury glass
and
stickles.
A lot of that is this. He's got same or very similar,
yes.
So you could make one.
And you can make them and flip and do. But this is a Christmas one.
See how creative Cindy is, everybody. Cindy, they're loving this.
And I made
getting all kinds of hearts.
And I made one. This is one I was just showing that I'm not quite finished with this. My daughter got married here about 3 weeks ago, and she had her bachelorette party at the Iowa State Fair.
That's so cool. I love that, Cindy.
This is a Pima collection. I don't know if you can even get it anymore. It's called Peach Tea. But I thought it was, and this is using a white background. And I made a tag, and because they didn't have any of the things, and I used that and made flips and that type
really
of thing.
Cool.
So some of the different collections, again, this looks totally different than this. It's a totally different aesthetic.
So it's kind of like what you like. If you like Doodlebug, find the right color of file folder, and you can do one with Doodlebug.
I think I inked this with the saltwater taffy. I think
Oh,
that's what
it does look like saltwater taffy.
With what, but again, ink it, don't ink it. What they 49 Market just came out with one. I am not a purple girl, but I forget what it was called, and it was the most beautiful colors of purple and lilac.
It's on its way to Memory Bound. It'll be here in a couple weeks. Plum. Oh, I want to say Plum Grove or something like that is the name of the collection.
Gorgeous. Use the purple file folders. Gorgeous. Oh, yes. Absolutely
and
gorgeous.
Cindy, somebody wants to know what size are the file folders, and don't you think letter size would be a good way?
Yeah, they're
your normal letter size.
Yep, your normal everyday file folders that you would get. Do I have one in my bag of tricks?
You're right. And here at Memory Bound, we sell them in sets of 3 because they're third cut file folders. So we do sell them in sets of 3, and they are $2.29 for a set of 3, and you're going to get all 3. And here's an example. Here's an example of the pink, which I think pink would be really fun for the month of October.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. When you have the breast cancer awareness.
Yes, I think that'd be really nice.
And when you make these folders, you're going to cut the tabs off anyway, so it really doesn't matter. Oh well, all mine are center cut or all.
Oh, sure, I see what you're saying. Don't worry about that.
Don't get all worried because it's going to be fine. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and keep this train going.
Keep on trucking.
Keep this snowball going down the hill. Because that's what I feel like sometimes. It's like, okay. So now what we're going to do is, again, we've punched the thumb punch with the 2-inch EK Success circle punch. Again, don't get all bent out of shape. If it doesn't, I just eyeball it. But if you're one of those that wants to,
if you're a measurer, you can measure.
Go for it. Absolutely go for it. So now what we're going to, and you're all inked, so we're going to start gluing this together. And
Yay! It's going to start happening.
I know. So here we go. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to glue the flaps. So I'm going to take my paper clip off. I'm going to take my Bearly Art glue or whatever wet glue that you're going to use, and I will lay this out flat just because, but if you do this,
it's going to fall apart.
Remember which way your things are, because it's like, okay, wait a minute. So we're good. So I'm going to open this up. Yeah, I probably should have done that and left it paper clip because Cindy, being Cindy, is going to. Okay, so here we go. Here's our cover. So I'm going to take this off, and we're going to glue down our flap. I'm just again gluing around the edges, and I always keep the really fine tip on my glue. There are 3 different tips typically that come in the bundle when you order, or when you get, actually either the bundle or the other way. If you just purchase the bottle, I do believe it comes with all the different tips.
All of them come with the tips, whether you want to get the mini bottle, maybe you like small things for traveling, it has the different tips, or if you get the regular size, or if you get the bundle, which has the regular size and the refill.
Exactly. So I always keep, now remember, this is going to dry. I have a little rag. just wipe up my mess. I like the silicone little cap that comes with it if I'm not going to use it. A lot of people feel that this might get in their way. That's cool. That's okay. If you've got it, the little cap does come with a stainless steel pin that you can put in there as well. Whatever makes you happy, whatever helps you craft and work.
You do you. If we're going to quote Tim today, we'll say you do you.
You do you. Yep. And if you make a mistake, again, quoting Tim, don't freak your freak.
I do like that.
Yeah, I do that one. That's a pretty good one. Okay, so I'm going to put this along here as well. And
Cindy, I would typically use maybe score tape, and people can sure use score tape if they want to.
Yep.
But with the Merry Maker project, I made a mini file folder album. It's different than this one. It's landscape.
Yeah.
And I didn't cut the tabs off, so it's got a few tabs.
Oh,
and
cool.
I used liquid glue, and I have to tell you, I liked it.
So
I don't normally use liquid glue for that, but I'm going to be using it in my class next weekend.
Awesome. I know sometimes it's just a matter of, I'm a score tape junkie. I'm not gonna lie. I will use score tape over liquid glue a lot of times, and people will be like, "Oh, really?" I'm like, "Well, yeah. It is what it is." But it just depends. It just depends. Like a larger piece. That's what I'll use glue just because it's easier for me. But if you want to take score tape, and the next piece we're going to glue down is going to be this inside back cover. It says Wicked Good Times. I'm going to move that away. I know that the back cover is behind it. See, I wanted to use this too.
Yeah.
The Witches.
It's great paper. The whole collection is
and
amazing.
then I'm like, but I wanted to use this with I was like, ugh. I was in a quandary. I was in a quandary. That's a great word. But this is one of those that if you wanted to take, half-inch score tape or something and go along the edges and put an X through the center, perfect.
I think whatever you do, the important part is getting close to your edge, wouldn't you say, Cindy?
Yeah, make sure you get close to the edge. The obviously the wet glue is going to it's going to move, so it's going to migrate towards the edge. And then when you're putting this down, just kind of give yourself, that 1/8 of an inch border. That's what you're looking for, so it doesn't interfere with the folds of the in between the flaps or your folds of your pages. You don't want to get on that fold line and interfere with that. It does does make a difference, and it does reflect on how it folds up for you. Okay, so then the next page we're going to glue down, excuse me, is this page. It's next to the inside back cover, and it's the one with the diagonal stripes, and we're going to glue that down. Again, remember where your corners are, and I'm going to unpaper clip that. Yeah, I am a sticky note junkie. I use sticky notes all the time. Love them. And I'm just going to kind of go around here. Again,
now,
this orange star, this is really cute too.
That is. And it's kind of distressed. It's got like a little bit of type in it and
yes,
stuff.
Yes.
And Cindy, we have to say special thanks to our West Coast friends, because Chris made a comment that 6:30 was just a bit early for her in Arizona. So whether you're joining us during the middle of the night
yeah,
or at 9 o'clock this morning, we sure appreciate it, everybody.
Oh, absolutely.
And we really appreciate Cindy for coming in and being with us today.
Oh, well, I appreciate the opportunity to be able to share and do these things.
And Cindy, I guess I will let you know, Norma made a comment.
Oh my.
Yes, Mom is watching.
Oh.
And then she gave a little heart and smiley face.
Oh,
so Cindy's
thanks,
mom is
Mom.
watching.
Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Mommy.
Norma can say she taught you everything you know, right?
Actually, my mom is a crafter. She's
good.
She's a wonderful crafter. She's the one who taught me how to sew. I think I was probably 5, 6, or 7 years old when she first taught me how to hand stitch and sew. And she was cross stitch and paper craft and all that type of thing. So yeah. Hi, Mom. So next, okay, so we're going to do pocket C. We're just kind of moving our way, as you can kind of tell, we're moving our way to the left as we're gluing these things down. So pocket C, this is going to be the orange gingham, and I find if you glue this under pocket mat down first, I just like doing that first. So that's what we're going to do. Now when I put glue on my undermats, I don't glue all the way to this inside edge, the edge that you're going to see that's going to go if I lay this on top. That's going to go underneath. About the last ½ inch or so on this side, I'm not going to glue, because the glue will move and it'll migrate as you're pressing and adhering it down to the paper, and it just gives it room to do that without oozing out and then sticking your pocket down. And it just is helpful so you don't drag a lot of glue, because I'm messy. Again, mother, no comments. And so you can see where I'm just kind of leaving that little ½ inch or so, and then I'll go around the rest of it. And I'll flip this over, and I'll open up the pocket, and I'll just kind of slide it in. Oops. And I did get a bunch of glue, and you'll see that I've got glue pretty much everywhere. But this is going to dry, Barely Art will dry clear. So I'm not worried about the fact that there's a bunch of white glue on my edges. It'll be fine. Again, I'm just kind of giving myself that 1/8 of an inch or so, and I'm going to press it down. And then I'm just going to take my rag and just wipe it up, or paper towel, whatever you have. It'll be fine. Okay, and that's that. Now we're going to move on to this piece that's pocket C. I'll take my sticky notes off. I'll flip this over and put the glue down. And sometimes with the bigger pieces, I find it's just, for me, I just kind of glue half and then I'll come down and do the other half. But this will dry real quick, so you don't want to glue this. You'll see it go clear on you when it's starting to dry. And again, give yourself just a little bit of room, 1/8 inch or so, border, edge. And we're going to glue that down. I use my bone folder. It's a Teflon bone folder, actually, that they have here at Memory Bound. Love them. And I will take that and just kind of work the glue in, so we get a good bond between the paper and the background. And then I just take my little piece.
Cinde, it's coming together.
And so now we got page C done, pocket C done. Now we're going to move over to pocket B, and we're going to just kind of work our way across. Again, I like to use, let's see here, do I have anything behind that I need to keep? Okay, that's my back. That's my front cover. Okay, I need to make sure where I'm at. I like to do the under pocket first. Again, I'm going to leave a little bit that's underneath that pocket that I'm not going to glue, just to give that glue room to move, so you don't have to worry about gluing your pocket down.
That's a really good idea.
And it's underneath the pocket, so it doesn't matter. Nobody's going to see it. So we're going to do that. And let's see if I can get this one in without putting a bunch of mess. Oh, yay, Cinde. Good job. Okay. And see, I'm checking the hinge to make sure I give myself enough room. Just scooch this up just a hair. Okay. And again, with my bone folder, I'm going to press this down, and I will get underneath here with the bone folder and press down as well.
Cinde, I never thought about putting the glue not to the edge for those inside pocket pieces. That's another great tip. There's a lot of them today.
You know what? I'd love to take credit for that, but I can't. I heard it. One of the gals that I watch, and I don't remember who it was, got that tip from them, because I was forever gluing my pockets together. I'm like, what?
Well, Cinde, you get the credit for remembering it, number one, and for sharing it with all of us.
And so I'm going to put this piece on here. So this is pocket B. And I'm going to again. Whoop! Did I move it? Nope. That's fine. It's good. Don't worry about it. If it moves, typically the Barely Art will give you just a little bit of play time that you can pick it up and readjust. But again, ephemera, washi tape, nobody will know the difference. Okay, so that's pocket B. Now we're going to move on to, I'm going to put that paper clip back because that was our front cover. Our front cover is on the back side of pocket B. And I'm going to move this over. We're going to do the black gingham with the vintage icons. That is going to be our next page that we're going to glue down. But see, I love the orange with the black polka dots. I mean, there's just so many options that you could use if you're wanting to do this again. So if your paper collection has double sides, has two sides to it, flip them over and find the combination that you like and what makes you happy. All right, we're going to not a lot of glue, but enough. And then we'll take that back. We'll put this back over here, give ourselves about 1/8 of an inch. And because this page that we created, this is one of those papers that we actually cut smaller. This is one of those 5 3/4 ones. So that's in place. And now we're going to come back over and we're going to do,
Cinde, we're getting there. It's starting to look like an album.
I know. And what's my pocket? What goes underneath my pocket? It slipped down into the pocket.
Okay.
I was like, where's that piece?
Where's that paper?
Yeah, look in your pockets.
If you've lost that paper, look in your pocket and you'll find it.
Look in your pockets. Anyway, so sorry about that. I just had heart failure just for a moment. It's all good. And if I wouldn't have been able to have found it, I'd have punted. We'd have figured something out. It'd been fine. And there's all sorts of things that you can do. And I'm going to put this in here again. If you get glue everywhere like I just did, don't worry about it. It's fine.
Cinde, I really think that using the liquid glue when you're trying to slip in that piece under the pocket is a lot easier because your score tape a lot of times gets kind of caught.
Yes, absolutely agree.
And then you're like, yikes, help me.
Agree 100%. Absolutely. I don't know if I've ever used score tape on a piece under a pocket. I honestly, because
you can. I mean, it's doable if that's what you have.
I'm clumsy enough. I'm sticking everything together. For me, wet glue. But yeah, you can do it with the score tape. Okay, so here's my pocket piece that I messed up. But that's okay.
I think it's going to look fine. I know you were going to put score tape on it, and I think Bev suggested a while back that you could just put a piece of scrap going down the side.
Yeah, well,
so you got options.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll show you what we've got going on, what we're going to use. Remember those little smiles that we cut out of our pockets? These things?
Oh yeah.
And I'm going to show you what we're going to do with those.
Cindy's got an idea, that's for sure.
And one is you'll see there's one that's on the front cover. And there's a couple different ones in different places.
And I would have never thought to save those, Cinde, so that that is a good idea.
Okay, so
see, one more thing I learned today.
See, there we go. All right, so now we're inside pocket C, pocket B, pocket A, and now we can glue the front cover down.
So you pretty much have everything covered, and you're just going to be now adding your flips.
See, I love this too.
I know, it was hard.
Yep, and now once we get all this glued down, will be the fun of the decorating. Now, I'm going to show you what I used and how I did it. If you want to do something different, absolutely. You do you. Whatever makes you happy. You may not
Well, and people can flip. Is that what you just said? Because I might have checked out for a second.
That's okay.
You can flip and use the other side.
Oh, absolutely. The papers, you bet. And you know, when we're decorating, if you're like, okay, well, I want to put my pocket here instead of putting it there. Sure, rock on, go for it. That's awesome. And when you get yours done, if you want to
put a picture
in the
comments.
In the comments, love to. I would love to see them. Love to see them. Love to see, if not just this one, but if you make any different holidays or using a different collection or anything, I'd love to see that. Okay, so now what we're going to do, I'm going to put the pocket for the back cover aside. I'm going to open this up so I have more of a flat surface, and we're going to glue on the back cover piece. And look at this, the spider webs on black. Stop. I almost wanted to do this one and flip everything over and use the opposite sides of everything that I could, just to see what it would look like. But since I have a tendency to do that type of thing, but you'd be surprised because they are a collection. It just all goes together. And we're going to put this on here. And again, give ourselves about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. Take the bone folder. Sometimes I'll use the long side of my bone folder, and I'll use that and smooth down the edges so that glue really takes and it really adheres and it really grabs to the other side. And my nasty ink stained rag. Okay. And then what we're going to do is on here, just because I am a score tape junkie, I am going to put 1/8 inch score tape around the sides and the bottom, and that is what I'm going to adhere the pocket with on here.
Score tape is great for pockets. It works super well.
And I personally like 1/8 inch for like my small pockets. If I'm making a pocket that maybe has a hinge, which is typically anywhere from 3/8 to a 1/2 inch, I'll use 3/8 inch score tape on it. So I'm just gonna, real quick, I'm gonna put this along the sides, and the thumb pull at the top tells me which side not to put the score tape on. Also,
there you go.
Aha!
So we have a few more people that joined us, Cindy.
Awesome.
So you're at Memory Bound right now. We're in the Memory Bound classroom, and Cindy Grant is here, and she designed an album using the Simple Stories October 31st Halloween collection and 3 file folders. And today Cindy is decorating maybe, or embellishing. The album was assembled on July 5th, and we do have the pattern. We do have the file folders. If you wanted to get those, they are linked in the intro of the video. We don't have any more of her kits, but if you want to see how she's decorated this one, I'm so glad you're here. And if you have questions, if you have any questions for Cindy, let us know. We're keeping an eye on the feed, and we'll let Cindy know, and she can answer them.
Absolutely, and welcome to everybody who's kind of come after the fact.
Yeah.
I know, again, sometimes it's early, where if it's earlier than United States Central Time, welcome.
We started early because Memory Bound opens at 10 o'clock, and we wanted to get a little jump on things before things get crazy in the store.
Yeah.
And
so we've got the pocket on the back, so pretty much we have the folio.
Oh my gosh, Cindy, that
done.
Looks good.
Okay, and I'm just kind of refolding, because I flattened some things out, so I'm refolding those edges. And did I? I did, which is not a big deal. You'll notice I didn't.
Went over your thing.
I went over my line. I went over my line.
Can we just call that poor lighting, Cindy?
Absolutely. We will call that poor lighting.
Especially when you're working on black.
Yeah.
But you could almost just score that. Couldn't you take your bone folder and score along there? And
yep, exactly.
And it would be just fine.
Yep. Again, so you've seen that I have had an oops. When I was cutting my pieces prior, I cut one of the pockets
And
too
Cindy,
short.
actually people like that because
You
it
know?
shows us what to do and how
It is-
easy it is to fix.
It is what it is, guys.
Everything's fixable for sure.
Exactly. So now I'll put a little extra glue along that spot that I just rescored. And
And we have a lot of people watching.
yep. And if any of your pages start to lift up, just put a little extra glue underneath it and let it set. It'll be fine. Okay. So I'm just, let me see if I can
Get it all
get it
back
all.
down.
Yeah, I don't know if it will because I need to keep moving for sake of time, but I will probably, when I get home, rescore that and then glue this down and then probably clip it with my little paper clips and just make sure it stays. So
I think it actually will look kind of cool when it's in the
yeah.
what do you call that, Cindy? That little, it's not a gusset, the
Well,
spine.
it kind of is.
Kind of
yeah,
in the spine.
Yep, kind of in type thing. So we've got, so here's what it is. Here is your basic page and your folio. So now we get to decorate. So, oops. I got sticky.
The Post-it notes are
They are
sticking everywhere.
Sticking everywhere. They're everywhere. Okay, so thank you, Kelly. The one thing I forgot to grab before I started was a trash can. So
We've
I've
got
a
one
little
now.
pile I've been collecting over there. So we are pretty much, we got the front cover, we got the back cover. So okay, so on the inside, now we're going to do a little of using the smiles.
Oh, okay. I'm anxious to see this because
Okay.
I would never have saved those, Cindy. I have to tell you,
Okay.
they would have gone in my trash.
So I'm going to ink the edges because I know I'm going to use the spider web side of that one. I'm going to use
Gosh, that's so
I'm
cool.
going to use the plaid side on the piece on the pocket A, on the piece that I messed up. So we're gonna use that side. Okay, and so I'm gonna just kind of ink that up real quick because that's how I'm rolling. Okay, and then on, let me see, where's my other one? Oh, the front cover actually gets this side. So I want to ink that black side that has the multicolored stars on it. And we're going to glue these down. And what it's going to look like is we're going to glue this one down on the front page. Okay, so let's start with that one first. The black stars with the multicolor. We're going to glue that one down first. Doesn't matter. I mean, obviously, directional at this particular junction is not a situation. It's not a thing. All right. So I'm going to glue this down to the front. So now we've got that piece on the front. Okay. As you can see, this is what we're talking about, is this piece right here. All right. And then we're going to glue on pocket B, or excuse me, pocket A, this piece here. And we're going to put this along the side, along the bottom. Okay. Actually, what I think I'm going to probably do is, in addition to that, I may take one of my score tapes because I goofed and put this score tape down first. But I don't know.
We got lots of hearts, Cindy. Got lots of hearts.
I don't know. I might just leave that. I might just leave. You know
I
what?
kind of would.
I'm thinking. I'm thinking. But this is our smile. Remember, this is where we cut it out of, and so we're going to flip it over. We're going to use the black check, the black and white buffalo check, small buffalo check, I should say. And we're just going to.
So you just put glue on the one side then?
No, this
Or
one
this
has
one's
glue
gonna be
all
glued
over.
down?
This one's going to be glued all over.
What a nice accent.
And we'll do that.
I won't throw those away anymore, Cindy.
And then the last one we're going to do, the one that we're going to use on the inside back cover. Okay, so we're going to put it on here. This is the one that we're going to put it on like this, but I'm only going to glue probably 1/8 of an inch, just ever so slightly, because this is going to be a tuck for this piece. Okay, so we're going to, so part of it will be left open. So and this is where my, where this precision tip, or if you have a precision tip for your glue, comes in handy. And you can just, now if you're really good with your score tape, 1/8 inch score tape along here would be absolutely groovy. Yeah, I just used the groovy word. You'd have to taper it at the end, but that'd be fine. But I find that the glue is just fine. Okay. And so then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it again and glue it down, matching up my side edges.
They really like this, Cindy. They really love the fact that you use that, what you're calling the smile.
The smile. The smile.
Yeah, that's a good name for it.
And then, like I said, we'll let that set, but this is where now you can use this as a tuck for, because I was like, I love this long piece from the journaling. I love this. I'm like, where am I? It's 8 inches.
Those papers are terribly popular.
It's like, where am I going to put that? I wanted to, but I
it's the
I
perfect
didn't want
size.
to glue it down. I'm like, oh, okay. Now I can use it. I can use both sides and be good. So now we've got the smiles. We've got the smiles glued down. And let me see here. Got my cutouts. I'm reading my directions, guys. So talk amongst yourselves for just a minute. Back pocket, score tape. Yeah, we did that. Under mat, pocket, pocket, pocket. Okay. Now we're going to decorate. And I do a lot of the decorating, that same kind of idea of dry fitting I do when it comes to my ephemera pieces as well. So one of the first things, again, I've inked up a lot of my ephemera pieces. I'm going to move that one out of the way so I don't get it, so I don't do something like cut it apart.
Cindy's got quite a pile here, but actually you've kept everything very neat. I have to say, it's looking good.
For me, yes, it's like extremely. So, all right, so on pocket C, so remember we got pocket A, flip it over, the page, pocket B is the spider webs, pocket C is the orange gingham. We're going to be working on pocket C. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create this flap using this piece of ephemera that looks like it's layered, love that, and some washi tape. So you're going to need your washi tape here, and I'm going to show you a little trick.
Oh, we love your tricks.
With my washi tape. So let me see. I've got my pile. I've got my pile of cutouts, and oops, this is the one I want. Lost a piece of ephemera. And so what we're going to do is about towards the bottom. This is where we're going to put our flap, and you want the washi tape not to go over the edges, because obviously you want to be able to work this. You don't want it taped down. You don't want to cut it. So what actually I'm going to do, I'm going to use 2 pieces of 4-inch pieces of washi tape. And how I do that is I take my ruler. I love my Tim Holtz ruler. I use it for abundance of things, and I love the fact that I've got centering. It's 0 in the center, so you can center things if that's your jam. Okay, but I'm going to start the washi tape at the 4-inch mark, and I'm going to literally lay the washi tape down on my ruler. Let me see. Okay, so I'm laying it down on my ruler. And I'm going to go all the way to the end, take my little pair of scissors, I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to cut. So that's a piece of washi tape. We're going to do that. And then what I do, again, as I said in the beginning, inherently washi tape is meant to be repositionable. We don't want this to come up. So we're going to glue it. We're going to glue the washi tape to the piece of ephemera, and we'll also use it and glue it on here, kind of half and half. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my glue, no, don't care, not measuring, just a little sliver here. I'll peel my washi tape off of my...
I think everybody's going to love the liquid glue after watching you use it all morning, Cindy.
Peel that off, and then I'm going to just eyeball it about halfway. No, I'm not getting all...
So you're putting the liquid glue on just for some extra adherence?
Yep.
I like that word adherence. I've never used that before.
I like it.
I don't know if it's a real word, but I like it.
Okay, it didn't quite go, and I've got a little bit less, but that's okay. I'm going to pull this up until that glue dries.
That's the beauty of liquid glue.
Until that glue dries. And I actually measure, so I must not have this piece cut exactly, because I've got just a little bit, but yeah, not caring.
That'll be okay, though.
It's fine. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little bone folder and just, kind of get that on there. Now I'm going to take the glue and I'm going to go to the back side. And now I'm going to position it on my page. And no, not caring, not measuring how far from the bottom, it's just about that much.
Cindy, I really love that you added the liquid glue to the tape, because washi tape is great. I absolutely love it. It's fun to use. But now I feel like it's going to be on there a little bit better and stronger.
And now we're going to do the same thing to the back side.
Now Jill says her mind is blown. So only at Memory Bound can you get a blown mind from paper crafting.
On a Saturday morning.
Jill, I love that. I love that. Thank you for the comment.
I appreciate it.
Because I kind of feel the same way. And I've done little things like this, but never properly.
Well, it's just
very cool.
And then I'm going to again put this down on my ruler, flip it over, cut it. And then now that this piece, I don't want to pull it up, so now I'm just going to kind of eyeball it and just go, oh, yeah, it's about 1/4 of an inch. I'm just gluing about 1/8 of an inch. And I'm going to go on the piece of ephemera that cut out, do it about the same thing. There's a fly in here, and he is going to die a slow and torturous death.
You know what's funny, Cindy, is we have a large store, and the fly is back here in this little space in our classroom.
I know. It's like,
what the heck?
What?
All right,
for all you fly lovers, I'm sorry, but I really won't torture the fly. He will live. I'm just saying. So now what I'm doing is I've got the glue down. I'm just going to take this, the washi tape that I cut, and just kind of, again, center it, and just, whoops, it slides, hence wet glue, washi tape, and just kind of glue it down. If it's not perfect, fine, don't care. And then what I usually do is just take my bone folder, again, just kind of go over it, and now you've got a hinge. There you go.
And she's not the only one whose mind is blown. A lot of people are making comments about how amazing that is.
You can do this on a top flip as well, type thing. And then I do have in my Tim Holtz tin of tricks with all this ephemera. You got that whole big ephemera package. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out, and there is a tag in here. I know there is because I inked every single one of these last week. There it is. October. It's this one that says it has the October. And I've inked this, and what I'm going to do is I will just attach it. I will glue it just kind of diagonally to the top right hand corner. Again, don't get crazy about it. If you want to measure it and get exact placement, that's fine, but I'm just putting some on there.
That's really cute. I just love simple stories, ephemera. I love simple stories.
Yeah. And then just kind of smoosh it on there. Now this is where I will take, and I will go on the back side if there's any glue, and I'll just kind of dab it. And then on the back side, I've got a bat and is it this
little heart?
This
yeah.
one? Yep. It's a little to cover the white on the back, because the ephemera
good idea. I like that.
double-sided. So I will take, let's see here if all the bats are the same size. I can never remember. Close enough for a small town. Okay. And I will just kind of glue them on the back side.
It's nice because it does cover up the white
just a little bit.
piece.
Just a little bit. And just put a little glue there and put it up there. And you can use this piece, you can put a photograph on it, you can use it for journaling. You can put a piece behind, a photograph behind it, use this for the journaling to describe the photograph. Whatever it is that you want. Again, I'm sorry guys, I realized I had that over next to me and you probably couldn't see. So I'm just taking those two pieces on here. The other piece that I've got for this particular pocket is just this, another piece from the journaling elements, and I just use, you can use whatever paper clip. I just happen to have one of the little tiny mini Tim Holtz ones, but you could use a regular paper clip, and you could just paper clip it on, and and you can write details. You can put a date in there if you've got one of those. I call them
date stamp.
The library date stamps, or that type of thing. You can use those too. You can stamp the date there. And then in this pocket is where I've got the book, the little booklet.
Cindy, this is the date stamp that
perfect.
Teresa uses.
Yep, that's perfect. If you could use that, and you could stamp the date there. Or I know in some of them they may have, I know different date stamps. You could write words and then stamp the date on it as too. So that's wonderful. So that's your pocket C pretty much done. So then on the page that's next to pocket B, so that's this black, gingham, shall we say, that has the icons on it. What I'm going to do is we're going to take this piece from the cut aparts. It's the orange and black buffalo check. Looks like it's got some bat washi tape and a little like a journaling spot. And what we're going to do is we're going to put it, and we're going to adhere it down in this bottom corner. So we need to corner round this bottom corner with the same corner rounder that you used before. If you used the 1/2 inch like I did, make it the 1/2 inch. If you used 1/4 inches there, you make it the 1/4 inch. And make sure I got the right corner. Yes, I've done that before where I've not rounded the correct corner. If anybody, you can feel my pain, we're good. So I'm going to use 1/2 inch corner rounder. I'm going to ink that corner because, well, that's what I do. And this one.
That's what you do. I love it.
That's just what I do. And then on here, I'm going to make this. This is going to be a tuck spot. So what we're going to do is we're going to adhere this. Again, you could use washi tape, or no, excuse me, not washi tape, score tape. I'm just going to take a little bit of glue this time. Which sides? So it's the left and the bottom. So I'm going to pick it up with the with my right hand.
Good idea. That's a good.
So I know, because trust me, I've glued the wrong sides before, and I'm just going to follow that around, and then I'm going to join up and match the corners and the edges of the page, of the back page, and this piece of ephemera. And now you have made a tuck spot. And as you're getting these pieces glued together, they may shift and move on you. Just be aware, and give you a little playtime. Come back and do that. So now we've got that journal spot, and then inside here, again, a little extra tag that I made, but another one of these journaling cards that you can tuck in there. So, and then at the top, what we're going to do is we're going to use a couple of pieces of ephemera. And what we're going to use is we're going to use this pumpkin with the little black kitty cat. I love little black kitty cats. I had a little black kitty. Her name was Jazzy. I love you, Jazzy. Jazzy and Smokey. Those are my kitties. Anyway, I'm going to use my black kitty cat, and I'm going to use the phrase that says, as I'm looking for it, I think it's ghosts and goblins. And where are my words? Oh, they're hiding clear at the bottom. It's like, ugh. So I had to look and see. So I've got my ghost and my goblins, and I'm going to put him on first at the top. And now this page, you can use it to put pictures on, or whatever the case may be. This is not going to be a tuck spot. These are just, now I've taken this and I've
I like
kind
that.
of tucked it. So it's one of those things that I'm going to put that glue on, and I'm going to put a little bit, put a little bit on here.
It's kind of tricky, isn't it, when you keep looking at it and you're upside down.
And I'm just going to kind of glue them together.
So it makes them interactive.
And then I'm going to flip this over, and then that little bit of glue that I put behind that leaf area on this piece of ephemera is just kind of to hold it together, because then you've got this.
That looks nice, Cindy. Okay, Janice, don't worry. She's officially bummed because she doesn't have this kit. We had limited supplies because Simple Stories sold out of a couple of the items that Cindy used like immediately. But we do have the pattern to make the base, to make the file folder base. And I will link that on here again. So you can make the base, and then you can go in and make it any theme you want. She's talking about Thanksgiving or Christmas.
Oh, absolutely.
And maybe at the end you could show your other samples again when we're done, Cindy.
Absolutely.
Cindy showed some earlier. I don't know if you were here, but she showed some other ones earlier. And so you can get the pattern to make the base, and we could provide the pattern for the Halloween, but I don't know if you would have all the product for it.
Right. And you can rewatch this so you have the measurements on how big your pieces need to be cut for the different pockets, etc. So there's your page.
And Cindy, sorry, I just interrupted you.
No,
but the
fine.
other thing is that on July 5th, on Memory Bound's Facebook Live video, Cindy put the base together. She actually took the 3 file folders and made the base. So I think that's really nice that anybody can go back and watch that, or this. And if you want to do it, we do have the instructions available. So
wonderful.
And she says good.
No, that's perfect. That's awesome. So thank you very much.
There's a lot of collections that would look very good. Oh, and sorry, Cindy,
No,
I
keep
just
going.
can't quit. I can't quit.
No, that's fine.
We also have multiple colors of file folders. The black is gorgeous and works with a lot of collections. But we have pink, we have yellow, red, blue, green, white, and you know what? We even have manila. And those, you get 3 in a set, and they're $2.29, and they are available online. And I will see about getting a link to those. And then the pattern for the base is $4.99. And that came with this kit. So if you have the kit, you got that in your kit, but it is separate for the base.
Exactly. So yeah, they're just wonderful to be able just to make in all your different colors for different seasons, for different collections, or whatever it is.
They're just a fun little book. I could see doing it for a birthday or lots and lots of different things.
Actually, what I want to do is I want to take it and then I want to sew in some hand-dyed paper.
Oh, cool.
And make it like more of a journal. And I'm
not a signature type thing.
Yeah, a signature. I'm not quite sure which side I want to do it, if I want to do it on this side or this side. Anyway, but it's a thought. I've had that going through my head.
And Cindy will do it. I know she will.
It might be a scary place. So, excuse me, my next pocket that we're going to work with is pocket A. And what I'm going to do, we're going to take this, it's another little piece from the journaling elements. The orange one's got the little bingo card. And what we're going to do is we're going to take 3/8" score tape and we're going to put it along the bottom. This is going to be a tuck spot. So I'm going to use my my 3/8 inch score tape. And if you've watched me do this before, you've seen me I use a little, it's a quilting 2.5 inch acrylic square ruler thing. I've seen people on different YouTube videos use clear acrylic stamp blocks.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
That are helpful. This just helps me when I'm putting down, because you're going to put the score tape along the bottom edge on the back side, the bottom edge, and I'm just going to use, again, it's just 3/8 inch. Put it down, tear, and then we're good. So then I'm just going to peel that off, and I'm going to look kind of at the bottom. Again, remember, you won't have this big of a black area of your file folder like I did, but we're making it work. And if you know what, and if you do, welcome to the club. I appreciate
Whether you
it.
do or you don't, it looks great.
Exactly.
It's perfect.
So I'm just going to put that down, just eyeballing it, kind of at a diagonal. I'm just going to put it down, not getting all bent out of shape, but it's going to be a tuck spot. And what we're going to add.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I'm all about tuck spots. I like using this kind of stuff. And I'm going to get into my bag of tricks here, and I'm going to pull out the All Hallows Eve, and I'm going to put this just along. I'm going to glue it just along the bottom, kind of at an angle.
It kind of adds more to your tuck, I think.
Yeah, it just gives you a little bit of an addition. Again, I just don't want to go over the fold, and I'm just going to glue that on there. Again, this tuck is just for this piece right here. And then what I'm going to do at the top is get into my little bag. I'm going to get the word boo, which I have to use that because it's my husband's nickname. So so I like, yeah.
So Halloween is his time then.
It's a high school nickname. If I can find, come on, boo. There it is. So we've got this. Now this is going to be the same kind of thing where I'm going to layer it. All right. They're going to go together.
I think that's a technique that you've taught people today.
And okay, now remember, all my pieces I have inked them all. I'm going to layer it. I'm going to kind of get this on here and kind of look at it and go, okay, now that's where I want it. So then I'm going to come to the back side and take my little precision and just kind of go underneath here just a little bit, just to kind of almost like it was repositionable tape. And another piece, and now she's a whole piece of ephemera, and she's going to get glued down. The little gal in her witch Halloween ballerina costume.
Yeah,
I don't know, a witch hat and I just so cute. I love this.
It's definitely
vintage.
kind of vintage, isn't it?
I love the vintage. I love all that stuff between grunge and vintage, and yeah. And then I'm just going to take this and just kind of put this on here as well. Again, not worrying too much about placement. I'm just putting it on here. And so now we've got this tuck spot. We've got this little piece. We're going to put that in here. And then we've got this little piece here. We're going to put that here. And then along at the top here, there is a little piece that it's going to say, "A haunting we will go," somewhere. Again, I may not get to doing a bunch of these. There we go, "A haunting we will go." And I know there's an orange heart in here somewhere, and I am making a mess trying to find all these little pieces.
One thing, if you're doing this at home, sometimes if you get out like a muffin tin or a paper plate,
a small cookie sheet,
and sort out words, hearts.
Yeah,
usually that's what we recommend that. I learned that from Janet.
If I was at home, I'd have all my circles in a pile, and I'd have all my words in a pile, and and I'd have all this stuff, and I am not finding my orange heart. I'm not going to take the time, but I did find my
you could show it on here.
"A haunting we will go."
And people
I don't
have
want to
pictures.
take the time. So it's going to be the heart down. Actually, I think I put the heart down first, but it doesn't matter. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, we're just going to do "A haunting we will go."
Well, it's 10:30, and hopefully
Yep.
you guys don't mind sticking with us a little bit longer.
I'm hurrying, guys.
Well, there's a lot
because-
to do here, Cindy, for sure.
Yeah, and and I'm just kind of eyeballing it. Just a haunting we will go. I do want to get to I do want to get to the cover and make sure that
Yeah, we need to do the
we
cover.
get that done. And I may go. Oh, I think I found it. By Jove, I think I found it. What? Oh nope, it's not the right one. Hold on. Huh, it's got black spider webs.
Okay, I'll look for it
All right.
and you can
All right,
move on.
that's fine. Okay, so now we've gotten this page done. You'll notice in my little book, I've got some, this is old time transparent or Scotch tape, and it's been dyed with alcohol ink, which I know Kelly has shown at least once, if not a few times. And that is it's just decoration. It's not holding it down, it's just decoration. So we're kind of here.
We've got that. If you want to refer to that, you can go to YouTube. And on our YouTube channel, if you go to YouTube and search Memory Bound Paper Craft Store, or probably just Memory Bound, and it will pop up. And then look through there, and we do have a video on our YouTube channel about dyeing the Scotch tape to make it look old. It's fun. I love doing it.
Here, I found it. I found the heart. As Kelly is
I'm trying to sort her stuff for her a little bit.
Okay, just hold on, because I can get a little crazy sometimes if I don't have everything down, and so we're just going to, let's see if I can lift it just a hair. There we go. We got it on there.
All right.
All right. Now I'm
Are
happy.
you happy now, Cindy?
Yep.
So now you need 31st.
Yep. I've got my October, my 31st. So now this on the pocket B, we're going to glue October up here, but only about the top half, and then we're going to glue this pumpkin and the 31st. We're going to again layer them together. So I'm going to put the pumpkin or 31st on top of the pumpkin here. Just a little bit. We're going to layer him on like that. There we go. And he's going to be at the bottom of the page. And we're going to make these tuck spots. So again, we're going to glue about a 1/2 inch at the top of the word October. And you will find that I typically am not one that will put things perfectly horizontal or vertical. I like to keep things at a little bit of an angle. And then we're going to take this other little piece and we're going to just put about, 1/4 inch or so from the bottom. We're going to glue. And this is another tuck spot at the bottom. I'm probably out of frame. Sorry, guys. And I'm going to put that down here. And this tuck spot is going to be for this, and we're going to cut this. I'm gonna give you another trick here. We're gonna cut this as a tag, but what I do is, there's all sorts of different tag things. If you've got old gift cards that are no good anymore, you get these pieces in the mail. I've made a tag template.
That's a good idea.
So this is, I do have the We Are Memory Keepers tag punch. That's the bigger size. This is for a large tag. This is for an extra large tag. So what I do is I take my template that I keep and I just line it up with the sides.
Cindy, I love that idea.
And I take
That's
my,
a good idea.
and
And then they're all the same.
Yep. And I take my scissors, and then because I don't cut even, so then instead of flipping this over, I actually flip the piece of ephemera over, because it may have a certain slope to the cut. It may not actually be straight, and I'm just going to cut. And now I've made that piece of ephemera a tag, and it goes in here.
Nice. Good idea.
Okay. And then
Super idea.
so there's a lot of other pieces. I think I've put this in here. There's some other tags and things that I put in here. But now what we're going to do is let's get to the front cover, because I know that.
I've got this stuff gathered for you right there. Is this?
Oh, okay. You know what? That might be.
that, or-
Yep, that might be a good idea. Let's just put this. We've got these pieces of ephemera. We've got the orange with the spider web. we've got Dress to Spook, we've got the stamp that has a little pumpkin on it, and then Eat, Drink, and Be Scary. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this a pocket. Okay, and so literally I'm going to just take it.
Okay, now I gotcha.
Okay, this is just going to be on 3 sides, the 2 short and 1 long side. And this is going, hopefully I'm in frame. This is going to go at the bottom of the inside flap and about a 1/4 inch from the bottom. And then on the top of that, actually, we're going to take the Eat, Drink, and Be Scary. We'll put a little glue on that. He's going to go in the upper. We're going to get this done, and then we'll go to the cover. Up in the upper right-hand corner. Just kind of angle him so he fits. Perfect. Awesome. We're going to put the stamp down first. And glue him down. Him, her, it. Makes no difference. Whatever you want to say. Again, kind of at an angle.
I'm glad you're showing us how to group things together, and I think that it looks good grouped.
Remember, when you're putting things on a page, think in terms of odd numbers, because if you work in even numbers, your eye is going to look for symmetry, and if it's not even or straight or perpendicular, your eye is going to think, what is wrong with this? So if you're working in odd numbers or in triangles, they say work in triangles as well, then these are just pieces of ephemera that are just get tucked in this pocket. Okay.
Cute, Cindy, very cute.
All right, front cover. Front cover. Okay. When you're working on the front cover, we've got our chipboard pieces. We've got our 3x4 pieces that we need to cut apart. Notice this is how I craft at home. So
sometimes I have to do that on my lap. I hate to see it, but sometimes I have to.
I'm going to line this up.
You guys done with your video?
Not yet.
And I'm going to make this into a tag as well. And I used the extra large size, so I'm going to take that and cut those corners. Cut those corners and just flip them around. Again, if you've got the off-white piece of chipboard, you may want to use this other option as well. And we're going to, I've got to ink my corners and my sides because, of course, as you guys know, that's how I roll. All right, so we're going to put that goes down first, a little bit off the corner in the upper left-hand side. And, woo, and it's going to go about right here. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about measuring. Don't worry about a lot of the things. I will, if I'm putting things close to the flap, like the Happy Halloween banner, I'm going to make sure that it's not covered up. So we're going to glue that on as well. And I'll do literally, I will hold this just like I'm doing here and just kind of put this on the front, just like that. And then now I will get to finding, let's see here, Moonlit. I'm looking for a piece. There it is.
All right, we're sorry about that. We've got our
Sorry,
sound back.
Is everybody back?
Our battery's starting to go. I think
Uh-oh.
that's the problem.
All right. Well, we're going to put
We're back.
gonna
Sorry,
put-
everybody.
we're going to put that first large piece of that Viewmaster reel, yes, stating on top. So again, when I do this, I like to put my flap over just to see how we're doing. And then I'm going to put the orange heart right up here on top, and lay that there. Okay, good, that works. And then I'm going to take my my little monsters, and okay, my other pieces they're going to be tucked underneath. So again, I'm kind of looking moonlit. How do I want this to all go on here? I'm going to do this one like this. I want my little tiny heart with the jack-o'-lantern pieces. I'm going to put that on there. I'm going to look at it and go, yeah, that looks good. So then I'll take the pieces off that need to go down. Okay, what needs to go down first? My ticket needs to go down first.
It's looking good, Cindy. Very good.
It's taking longer than I thought it would.
I
am so
I
sorry.
stepped away for like 2 minutes and the sound went out. So sorry, everybody. Our battery's getting low and it went to reserve, and when it does that, it like shuts off the sound. I don't know why.
Okay, so then the little monsters. I'm gonna just kind of put that on there. However it looks good to your eye. You know, it doesn't have to be exactly how I've done this. You know, however it looks good to your eye. I put that there.
Cindy,
Give it a
people
good
do
press.
love this. I want you to know.
Oh, thank you.
Everyone, it's awkward to sit and teach a class and you don't have students in front of you and you just keep going and going, and Cindy's doing an awesome job.
Yeah, I like to interact, but I know that, you know, that's just not the possible at, you know, times.
Well,
and that's okay.
Plus more people can participate.
You know, so, and then where is my bat? There's my bat. And let's see here, where did I think he looked at? You know, like I said, another way you could close this, a closure, where, like I said, we've got the, I'll show you with the ribbon how to close it, but you could also put magnets.
Oh, sure.
Make sure
you could
you
definitely
put it
do
underneath
magnets.
here and underneath here. I tend to get a little heavy-handed when it comes to putting stuff in a journal, whether it's pages or whatever. So magnets I like them, but they tend to I tend to overstuff them. So the magnet, that's why I like to use ribbon a lot, because it's a little more forgiving for me. Okay, so let me just show you the ribbon.
Cindy, I want you to know that you have comments. This is so fun with 3 explanation points. Love it, Cindy.
Oh, you
We'll
guys
watch
are so
again. Love this
kind.
great class. Fantastic live. Enjoyed every minute of it. So
You guys
everybody
are
does love it,
You guys
Cindy.
are awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your comments and taking the time out of your morning, out of your Saturday morning to watch. And if you are crafting along with me, thank you. I'm cutting 36 inches for my closure, and I always I cut at an angle. This just helps.
Hey, your
to keep
scissors
from
actually
fraying.
cut ribbon. I'm impressed.
And this one's almost good. Yep. Sometimes I'll actually cut what I call the bird tail and fold it in half. But then you've got extra left over to make tags. You can put it at the top of tags or what have you. And then to close it, literally, you just wrap it around and tie it. Some of you may have the charcoal ribbon. Some of you may have the black ribbon. Whichever, I'm using the charcoal. I have used the black, and that's how it closes. So that's
Looks cool. Did you get everything done,
no,
Cindy?
I didn't. There's,
What's left?
let's see here. What is
Because you got
left?
the inside done.
What is left? What do I have on? What do I
did
have
all
on the
of-
pockets in the back? What do I on the back cover? What do I have on the pockets? Okay,
She just stuck in.
I just have some cards that I have stuck in from the cut aparts. And then this opposite side of the piece that was from the front. These are just in the pockets.
Those you could
in
just
the back.
use these, but do you want to show that?
This was a piece that I made This is a
Oh,
piece,
okay.
yeah, that I made from my scraps. I used this, and I just cut the corners and inked, and I used the Happy Haunting, and I just made a belly band out of it and just put a little glue at the top and the bottom, and then I just tucked in, you know, these little pieces of ephemera underneath it, and then you've got again, and then one of the little black stars that I put, you know, on the top. The piece that this piece I did round the corners. I did use the 1/2 inch and rounded the corners for that inside back cover. And I almost forgot about this little one. And that goes into inside back cover. Like, there we go, like that. That lifts and goes in there. The bonus booklet, again, this one that I made, it's small enough that you can actually use a regular staple to actually
that's handy.
To actually staple it. I am a sewer, so when I get home, I will score this and I will sew it in. But there are other options that you have for that as well. You can do a pamphlet stitch with twine or jute. You can just take ribbon and punch a couple holes, or you can just take glue. You can just stack these pages and glue them, and then stack it and glue it in the booklet. So there's a lot of different ways, and you can take a little, I think I've got this little costume parade on the inside of that little booklet that
Very
you can make.
cute,
But
Cindy.
then again, you're going to have a
Super
lot of
cute.
pieces left over that I've just made tags on. Use your ephemera, make up tags, make up.
Oh, those are left from your file folder?
Yeah, from the file folders that I just cut and made tags and covered and did, you know, and did this. You know, here's one that I took that I kind of showed at the beginning. I put the washi tape at the top and the paper on the back, and then just took these pieces of scrap and put them along and pieced them together and took the little tiny scrap piece, and I think he's hiding down the center.
Probably
hiding. And just glued it. And, you know, use up all those pieces and make yourself something that reflects your personality that you can do. And again, use up everything that you have. Make yourself tags and that type of thing. So,
Cindy.
okay. I am
take a deep breath.
Thank you
Well,
all
actually-
so much for being so kind and so gracious with your comments and your time. And I appreciate everybody's attention. And
Well,
I had a
Cindy,
ball.
thank you for being here at Memory Bound and for creating an amazing project. And we got so many hearts, so many nice comments, and this was a lot to do.
Yeah.
In a morning. And if you didn't work along with us, I think maybe just go and enjoy it and take your time, watch the video, and
Get some ideas.
yeah, and I'm sure Cindy has a lot more tricks up her sleeve that she didn't even get the chance to share. So thanks, everybody. Thank you,
Thank
Cindy.
you.
Everybody have a crafty weekend. If you're in the area, come and see us. If you'd like to get the instructions to make the file folder, tri-fold file folder base, then we do have those. We have the file folders, and they are available online, or come on in the store and see us, and we'd love to help you with it. So everybody says love it, and thank you, Cindy.
Thank
so good
you.
job.
Have a great weekend, guys.